Au sujet de ce double scrutin, nous nous intéressons à présent à la campagne électorale, comment elle est vécue dans les régions du Nord-Ouest et du Sud-Ouest. Et pour en parler ce soir, nous recevons sur ce plateau Divine Tariké, coordonnateur de Canal 2 English. Bonsoir Divine.
Hi, good evening Cathy.
Alors demain, cela fera 7 jours exactement que la campagne a été lancée avec la situation qui prévaut dans le nord-ouest et le sud-ouest. Peut-on faire le point de la campagne dans ces zones en crise?
Yes, of course. J'aurais très bien m'exprimer en français, n'est-ce pas? But I just go in English, if you don't mind, right? I just say we have our reporters on the ground in Kumba, in Bamenda, in Boya, in Basso. The sources from the ground say 1 week after the launch of the campaigns, it's a campaign blackout in the northwest and the southwest regions of Cameroon, generally speaking, because the only ones who dare to come out include the governing Cameroon People's Democratic Party, the CPDM, the Cameroon People's Democratic Movement, and you have rare parties like the UDP, the United Democratic Party, which is an ally to the CPDM. Those are the only ones you can see afield campaigning all across. And when they do that, it is only in the urban centers like Bamenda and Kumba and Boya and Limbe, for example. But if you go further hinterlands like Furuawa, and you don't see any campaigns. I spoke to people in Bangui this week, thanks to Annie Collins, who's our correspondent from Bamenda, and the people were there drinking their white palm wine and saying, this is all we have to do because there's no campaign hit in this part of the country. Generally speaking, from the sources we have this morning, we're talking about Friday, which is 1 week after the launch of the campaigns
La campagne qui a été lancée justement samedi dernier.
There's going to be a lockdown, and this time around, no vehicle enters the northwest and southwest regions. This is from our sources, which means the second week for the campaigns is going to be a complete blackout in those parts of the country.
Contrairement à ce que nous avons vu samedi dernier avec quelques meetings de deux partis lors du lancement même de la campagne. Alors depuis 2016, soit le début de la crise, Canal 2 est au cœur des faits et des événements. En tant que rédacteur en chef justement à Canal 2 English, vous pouvez revenir sur les faits majeurs et marquants de cette crise qui empêche le déroulement de la campagne, des faits qui ont été transmis d'ailleurs sur nos antennes.
Yeah, I just start by bringing you an anecdote, right? We had a program on Canal 2 English called Tough Talk. We had to stop it because of pressure from the government. This is not like wearing gloves to tell you the truth. I'll just peel it out like that. A couple of months ago, we had a reporter, Dominique Meme, who went to Muyuka to do a story on, an altercation between a family and the Cameroon Army, members of the Cameroon Army. Well, we had troubles with that report. We have been there. Collins has been there in Bamenda. Ines has been there in Limbe. Lambert has actually fled Kumbo in the northwest region because he cannot report anymore. We have been there since 2016 telling you how the lawyers and the teachers went out into the streets and initiated this segment of the Anglophone crisis. There have been segments of protests from the Anglophones in Cameroon, but this time around when the lawyers and the teachers actually stood up and said, we need something to change now. We were there then. We've been there up till now. Mr. Issa Chiroma came to this very studio sometime last year when he was still Minister of Communication and told Carole Yimelon that si vous continuez à donner la parole
à ces gens-là,
on ferme. It means we've been there and we've just done it to an extent that the government thought we're taking sides with the separatists, or call them Ambazonians or whoever. We've just been doing our job. So it's shocking to me. I'm going to tell you something. I look at Donald Trump, who is the president of the United States of America, and I look at Mr. Maurice Kamto, who claims to be the président élu du Cameroon, and I say the line between them is thin. Because when you molest a journalist like you did tonight, to Eric Golf, who is Canal 2 correspondent from Paris in France, I just say, no, you don't treat reporters like that. You don't ask a reporter to ask the government to stop the violence. Journalism is not militancy. We only do our job, tell you what you need to get to be informed so that you can take the decisions that matter most in your life. We don't go out activating militancy and revolutions and so on. We only stand on the sidelines and give the people the voices to come out and talk, right? So I think Kamto, Mr. Kamto, right, was crucially wrong. And I just reflect on this personally as a journalist, and I say probably the kind of misinformation that he has on Canal 2 and Canal 2 English, the reporting we've done on this crisis, he is misinformed. Probably that's the kind of misinformation he uses to pull out his party, the CRM, the Cameroon Renaissance Movement, from the elections, which everybody thought would have been the litmus test for him. If you claim to have won the elections, this is the moment for us to know that you field your candidates and you take over the whole territory. Gravely speaking, I think he was mistaken on this point. You don't treat journalists like that.
Merci Diva Ntarike pour votre éclairage ce soir. À votre suite, je me permets justement de lire cette synthèse du communiqué de la Société des rédacteurs de Canal 2 International. La Société des rédacteurs de Canal 2 International et Canal 2 English dénoncent les propos tenus par Maurice Kamto, président national du MRC, lors de sa conférence de presse à Paris, répondant au correspondant de la chaîne verte, Eric Goff-Kouachou, qui demandait au sujet de la brigade anti-Sardinard à la branche radicalisée. Je cite, qu'est-ce que vous allez leur dire? Est-ce qu'aujourd'hui vous pourrez vous prononcer concrètement? Est-ce que vous aurez l'occasion d'aborder ce sujet avec ces Camerounais? Maurice Kamto a déclaré n'avoir jamais entendu Canal 2 poser la question aux responsables des violences au Cameroun. Jamais entendu Canal 2 condamner pourquoi on a fait naître la crise anglophone. Une réponse située à des années-lumière de la vérité. La Société des rédacteurs prend pour exemple les nombreux reportages et plateaux diffusés auxquels des militants et cadres du MRC ont participé, au même titre que tous les acteurs de la société depuis 2016, dont les journaux en exclusivité. La diffusion de la détresse des jeunes déplacés de la crise à Kwassa à Bonabéry, l'assassinat par des hommes armés d'un bébé à Moyouka, encore l'accroissement des viols à Kumbo, entre autres. Une responsabilité de la chaîne qui précise que la liberté de la presse doit être respectée par ceux qui aspirent à diriger le pays. La condamnation n'est ni un principe, ni un genre, encore moins une des techniques journalistiques, et soutenir un parti politique, encore moins. C'est la fin de la page municipale et électorale.